What's up, everyone? I'm Cynthia for the best women's boxing show, period, in association with Blue Wire Network. Can you believe that? Giandra LaBeouf is in partnership with Blue Wire Network, the one out the win. We're the only female podcast that talks about boxing on that entire network.
Good.
Good.
We like to hear it, and it's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a long time.
I know.
Looking forward to a great night in Las Vegas, whilst we're also talking about a fight falling through in Saudi Arabia.
Well, I was going to lead with, why don't you have a female card on this? Exactly.
Very unusual for us. But I don't think we can ever be criticised for not pushing women's boxing. Come on. But yeah, do you know, I think this is a good thing actually. I never make a show and go, we must have a female fight on the card. We just do it naturally because we've got a lot of female talent. Obviously a small proportion to our global stable. But next week we've got a show in London with 2 female fights on. Sometimes we have 3 female fights on, sometimes we have none. But it's never really, I think once you start saying, oh, we must have a female fight, I think you're making decisions based on...
Okay, you should.
Yeah, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
I don't want to just do it as a token gesture. I just want it to happen naturally because, like I say, sometimes we'll have 3 female fights on the card, sometimes we'll have none, but it is always good to definitely have 1 female fight on the card.
I agree. All right, now onto the pressing. Tyson Fury is out once again. That's a nasty gash.
Yeah,
It was this thick. Are you surprised, actually, that this is canceled once again?
Yeah, gutted. I mean, you know, you're 2 weeks out. You've probably got 1 week of sparring left. Probably 2 spars, 3 spars. And, you know, you could imagine being part of that team, having put all the work in, knowing you're 2 weeks away from one of the biggest fights of our era. And it's postponed. So I think, you know, I've been here before in big fights when it's fallen through at late notice. You just have to compose yourself, look at the options, you know, get a realistic date where he will be ready, and I think just get it made and make that announcement. Do you know what I mean? Sit down with both guys and say April the 20th or May the 4th, whatever. Can you make that date 100% right? This is the new date, and keep the momentum going. You don't want 2 or 3 days of uncertainty and everyone, you know, losing just faith really in the fight. It's a shame because it's a great fight for boxing, and you know, probably this is people in Saudi Arabia and His Excellency's first experience of what we've experienced many times before, which is an unfortunate incident that's ruled someone out of a fight.
I'm so curious to see what His Excellency was thinking when he heard that. He's like, please no.
He will, you know, he's not the kind of guy to sort of go, oh no.
Yeah.
He'll go, right. You know, he's that guy that will say, let's get the new date. Let's make another fight. Let's make a bigger undercard. Let's get Bivol Beterbiev announced. You know, so, but he'll be devastated because he's a massive boxing fan as well. And we're all looking forward to that fight.
I mean, unfortunately, that has happened, but you also have a massive fight.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua. Giandra and I, okay, don't get mad, but you know, we always say what ifs. What if Francis Ngannou actually knocks Anthony Joshua? Anything is possible, it's boxing. But when this fight came about, I remember you sat there, you're like, he's a fucking tank, he's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, Anthony Joshua is not small by any means.
No, it doesn't make him look small, but he's a lot smaller than Ngannou, and that's the first time in his career he hasn't outsized someone. So I still feel that on paper we shouldn't be losing that fight, but in the heavyweight division with a guy with a lot of confidence, with a guy with a lot of bravery, a lot of size and a lot of power, anything can happen, as we saw in the Tyson Fury fight. But I still believe AJ will stop him, but it is a fight with a lot of jeopardy and he's got to be switched on.
I really love the team, Ben Davidson and Lee Wy. They are genius. Lee Wy alone is a boxing genius. So for them to be able to break down and maybe show Anthony Joshua a different way of looking how to go into that fight, he looked great in his last fight. So I think that's a great team. Good job, guys. Money talks, bullshit walks. His Excellency got you and your bestie.
Yeah.
I mean, when he said, I want you guys to fight, and you're like, I can take on Frank Warren. Yeah. But now it's going to be a tournament of all tournaments. Are you please have a female fight in that. Yeah. Are you allowed to?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a decision of Saudi Arabia. I'm sure they want to bring female boxing in at some stage to the kingdom. There's been, you know, we had Ramla Ali fight on the Joshua USYK card previously in Jeddah. There's probably 20 fights we can make between the two stables. They've actually only got really one notable not being disparate, but championship fighter, which is Raven Chapman. In the featherweight. We've got other featherweights. We've got Beatrice Ferreira. We've got Sky Nicholson, who's ready to challenge for the world title. So we can make those kind of fights. There's so many other fights to make on that card, and the way that we're going to do it is actually really fun. Where there's going to be 2 weight divisions from us selected, 2 from them, and 1 from His Excellency. And I think the way that we should do it, I'm catching up with George Ryan this week, is like those weights get announced, but your picks come at the press conference, right? So you imagine that it's light heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got weeks of everybody, who's it going to be, and you turn around and you go, it's going to be, I don't know, Callum Smith, and he goes, Anthony Yard, and that's the fight. Do you know what I mean? But you don't know until the press conference. Maybe you can draft in a few late signings once you know the weight class.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't, there's got to be a transfer window. You can't just do it the day before and just, pull up Terence Crawford or something like that, to fight.
You never know. Terence be like, I'm down. I'm ready. I'm down.
Anything to win. Anything to win.
Anything for that that ginormous bag. I got to touch base with Ebanie Bridges when she was here, and unfortunately she did lose. It was one of those fights that it just happened. I know that I see that she's kind of maybe calling out Shannon Courtnay again. I would like to see that fight again.
It's a great first fight. I think that she wants a shot back at the world title. Shannon Courtnay had to, unfortunately not take a fight with Nina Hughes. So they're both treading a little bit of water right now, and sometimes the best things to do is to fight each other. What
happened with Nina Hughes? She's now with DeBella. Is she no longer with Matchroom?
No, I'm really pleased she's got that contract, because we just couldn't get it moving for her. She won the world title. She's a brilliant fighter. She's a great individual as well. She defended the title, I think, in the back end of the summer last year. We were trying to get her to fight Shannon Courtnay on the Katie Taylor card. That fight fell through, and we just didn't have the slots and the options for her. Thankfully, Lou came in and offered her a deal, and I'm really pleased to see her back in the ring.
Okay, and lastly, Alycia Baumgardner. We saw that 2 sanctioning bodies have cleared her. Where the hell is Michigan Commission?
That's I feel like our hands are tied a little bit, and I'm sure Alycia feels that, what are we waiting on? We have to wait on the commission. She's done a great job to go out there and prove her innocence with the WBC and with the WBO, but normally the commission will make their decision and then you go to the governing body. She's had to wait so long that she's had to go to them. As I understand it, now the ABC may follow suit and take her off the suspension list, and then finally she can get her career back on track. But she's been adamant of her innocence, and she's gone out there and actively proven it. So, hopefully we can see her in the ring again soon.
Yeah, she's been very proactive, which is great to clear her innocence. And lastly, real fast, if this fight ever, the mythical matchup of Canelo Benavidez. Can you get this fight made? Come on. I'm sorry. You said Berlanga. I don't think he's at that level for Canelo yet. I'm sorry.
He's got to prove himself, but it's a fun fight. Listen, I think Munguia's made a statement against Ryder. I think he's got the credentials. The Benavidez fight is a great fight. One thing I promise you about Saul, he will fight anyone. I know him well enough to know he ain't scared of anyone. So hopefully we can get a good run going for him.
Can you do us a favor? Can you tell Saul Canelo Alvarez, we made him go viral with his drink, VMC.
Really?
He made his drink on camera.
Viva Mexico, cabrones.
Viva Mexico, cabrones. Oh my God, he's like, is that with ice? I said, no, because we can't drink in the media room. Sorry, guys. And we totally drank it, and it was delicious.
Good.
All right, Eddie, I'm going to let you go. But you guys make sure to tune into his card, Ben versus Dobson. I wanted to ask you more about Conor. I'll get you another time, because we will talk some smack. I'm Cynthia Conte with Eddie Hearn. See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.